Mr. Nagel, you're recognized to speak against the bill.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm Rich Nagel with Arkansas Education Association. We've kind of been monitoring these choice bills throughout most of the session. I have to say on this one that we would take a position more along the lines of the state. I think, from my understanding of the Supreme Court's decision, the U.S. Supreme Court, and I'm not a lawyer, but I've read quite a bit about it, that race can be a factor, not the sole factor, but it can be a factor in denying one of several factors it can be. We're concerned that if the effect of some transfers is the resegregation of the school district, that there's problems there, potential risk. I think we all would acknowledge we've seen enough litigation, school litigation in the state, and I would pause to do anything that might invite some more. I recognize that there's a 3% cap on the number of students who could leave one school district and go to another, and that could be limiting. But on the 3%, if there's 4 students from one family that wish to transfer, they're only counted as 1 student as I read the bill. Not 4. Siblings go as a single unit. I guess in closing I would say we would very much not like to see resegregation of schools, certainly any further than some already are. We believe in school systems that should be fully diverse, and I think the prudent course of action on this issue is to wait for the 8th Circuit to rule. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nagel. Are there questions for Mr. Nagel? Representative Douglas, you're recognized for a question.
I just wondered if your department is presently working on something in case the court case does come down. We'll have something that you do like.
Well, I'll say this. I tried real early on in the session to get several people who have bills together without much success.
Put them in the same room.
Yes, ma'am.
Does the department have something?
You mean, does AEA have a bill? No, ma'am, we don't. I thought in approaching this that the best approach might be to get the individuals who had legislation together, try to put a carrot out there to get the AG in the room, maybe, but it just didn't work.
So you don't have a solution.
Well, I have a position.
A position, okay.
Yeah.
Just wondered. Thank you.
Thank
you.
Representative Effenbaugh, you're recognized for a question.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Something struck a chord there. 4 for 1, is that what we said? Can somebody answer that? We said if 4 people in the same family transfer, it just counts as 1 in attendance. Is that what you said, Mr. Nagel? And I misunderstand that.
That's my reading of the bill. If I'm incorrect, I'd love to be
okay, so how would that
fixed up.
I'm sorry, how does it affect the funding then?
It doesn't affect the funding in any way. It's
so
just
credit for 4?
Pardon me?
They get credit for 4?
Well, the 3% cap, I think, is designed to limit if there was further segregation. The 3% cap would be a mechanism to limit. But I just say that within that 3%, a family of 4 4 students or 3 students would just count as 1 student transferring, not 3 or 4.
But the money, the 4 doesn't affect the money. That's
No,
what-
no, it doesn't. They'll get funding for however many kids there are. The money follows the student.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Are there other questions? Representative Viviano, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Nagel,
Yes, sir.
would it be a true statement that your organization would not support school choice at any level?
Oh, no, that's not true at all.
So what percentage of students, number of students would you support? We've got 3%, so when you said you're not supporting that, what percentage would you support?
We would support a piece of legislation that would prohibit schools from becoming more segregated.
What does that mean as far as numbers? So
Well, it depends on the school and the size of the school.
do you not believe that Senator Key has made the effort in this bill to, in fact, do exactly that?
Look, I laud Senator Key for all that he's done and the group that's worked with him. This is a tough issue. I had frankly hoped that there would be proposals that would ensure that school districts don't become resegregated.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Viviano. Representative Holmes, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Nagel, the way I read this, it says that a school district shall not discriminate on gender, and race was listed as well. So could one not argue that this could actually be a way to maybe integrate some school districts?
It could be, and I'm not opposed to that.
Thank
Haven't
you.
said anything along that line.
Thank you, Madam Chair.